Good morning, class of 2019. I'm Erica Milligan.
And I'm Jacqueline Berry. We're going to be your hosts for the next 10 minutes as we talk about the ACT.
So sit back and relax as we hear from a few students as they tell you a few helpful hints.
I am Jonathan Lee, and I plan on going to UMKC or Kansas University. I got 25 on the ACT.
My name is Shaylin McKenna. I got 31 on the ACT, and I plan on going to the University of Arizona.
My name is JC Goodwin. I got a 27 on the ACT, and I plan to go to UMKC.
I used multiple ACT books, and then I used the online source that they had.
I had a tutor, so I used a tutor, but he gave me like a book, so I would read books from home and stuff.
Really just use the stuff that our teachers did, like Miss Wilson did a lot of ACT prep and IB 11.
Something I would recommend is if you get stuck, don't spend time on it. I know that's a typical answer, but really just move on. You can always come back to it if you need to.
If I don't know a question, I skip it, like in math. If it takes me more than like a minute, I'm done.
Before I took the test, I would go over math formulas.
I prefer not to go to the football games before because then you'd be super wiped out. Getting a lot of sleep.
Don't bring your phone into the room.
Don't stress. Manage your time wisely.
If you have extra time, go back and check your answers. Don't just stop and set it down.
Each of those seniors had a lot of great things to say.
I agree, but you know who else has a lot of great things to say to us?
Our teachers. Let's take a look at what they have to say about the ACT.
They are not allowed to move between tests. So when a test is over, you're not allowed to go back to that.
Not taking it seriously.
Some students will put their head down when they're done testing, and it would be a good idea to go back through and at least review.
Just trying to get through it as fast as possible.
Be very conscious of the time.
It's best at that 5 minutes to go ahead and guess through the rest of your questions.
Guess in the same column. So if it's the third letter, always pick the third letter.
Instead of just stopping and not finishing the questions, that wouldn't be a good idea. You should go through and at least do your best guess.
You know, don't leave any blank, of course, because you don't get penalized for having a wrong answer.
Take the time and divide it up over the number of questions that you have.
Probably for the best interest for a student to just leave their phone in their car, because if their phone goes off or a watch goes off, then that also makes their test null and void.
I think they just relax. It's gonna be fine. I mean, if you don't know the answer, I'm horrible at math, but I still feel like I'm a successful person, and it's gonna be okay.
That it is a free course, and you get credit for it.
That if they do take the class or take the evening tutoring that we used to offer as well, that their scores did increase.
So it's a perfect environment for a student to reflect on what they've learned, do a little practicing, and maybe even learn some new concepts.
All juniors need to take it seriously. Go in and give it your best effort, because then it will let you know what you need to do. If you want to sign up for an ACT study session, if you want to take the ACT study class that we have for a semester, or if you want to do some studying on your own, it at least lets you see the areas that you need to improve on.
Our teachers are very knowledgeable on the ACT and gave some great advice.
We know that some of you may not understand why we need to take the ACT, but the answer is simple: college.
Right, and each college that you might apply for will have their own required minimum ACT score.
So we went ahead and made a small list of the most attended colleges by Lee Summit High School students.
Now that you have heard from some of your peers and a few of our teachers about taking the ACT test, and you know what scores several colleges require, it might be helpful to tell you how to prepare for the ACT test.
Here are ways that you can prepare the night before and the morning of your test, along with just a few tips on what may help you while taking the ACT today.
All studying should have been done long before the night before, so go ahead and pack up all your books and studying material and head off to bed. Don't forget to set your phone far away from where you're sleeping to avoid any distractions. Speaking of sleeping, avoid going out with your friends the night before and be sure to get a full 8 hours of rest so when you wake up you can feel properly prepared for the test. After you've had a good, healthy breakfast, be sure you leave your house extra early to ensure that you arrive at your testing location with plenty of time to solve any problems that could arise when you walk in. Be sure you bring your printed out test ticket, photo ID, ACT approved calculator, and several pencils. Make sure you leave your phone in your car. Another great thing is to bring a jacket because you never know if your testing room will be cold. Make sure you leave all other items in your car. After that, you should be ready for your test. During the ACT test, there are a few things you should always remember to do. The first thing is to pay attention to the time. You don't want to rush through so fast that you make silly mistakes, but don't go so slow that you end up guessing on half your test. When filling in your bubbles on your answer sheet, don't use slashes because they may not be read by the machine. If you do go back and change an answer on your answer sheet, be sure to erase the first mark completely and then completely fill in the bubble. When 5 minutes is called, be sure to use the first couple minutes to finish a couple more problems and then make an educated guess or select a column of the day for a higher chance of getting a question right. The math portion of the ACT is the only time that you may have your calculator out. When taking the math portion, remember not to spend too much time on problems that you don't know. If you need, you can always skip a question and come back to it later. When 5 minutes is called, double check that you didn't leave anything blank and pick a column of the day. We hope these tips helped you out and you will be able to utilize them on your ACT today. Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Erica Milligan.
And I'm Jacqueline Berry. Good luck, class of 2019. We know you will do great.